Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. It's 38 degrees Celsius, not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but I'm in front of the air conditioner, and a good excuse to stay in front of the air conditioner is to show you what I got from China. So let's do that, eh? Another box from China with love. $50 worth of love is what it cost me, and I think I know what this is. I should. I ordered it. Ah! Look at this. Very exciting. Oh, a remote control with no battery cover. Cool. A pole. 40mm in existence, probably about 400 long, mounting, slightly bent out of proportion. Moving on. Mounting screws, Dynabolts I wouldn't care to use, and a couple of AAA batteries. I hope that's in here. Okay, so we'll take that out for now. That's the main meat and sandwich, and of course it's not. Look at that. Ah, not in there, not there, not there. Alright. Alright, what do we got here? So we've got a solar powered light. Now, I have used one or two of these before and they were reasonable, so I bought another couple, and that time I actually got the cover for my batteries. This time I didn't. Alright, instructions in Chinese. Instructions in English. Drill 4 holes, put it up there, use remote control. Working principle: automatically charge during the day and automatically light up at night time. Human body induction. Induction, that's what it says. Human body induction lamp. When people come, the light are bright, and when people go, the light dim. Okay, awesome. Chinglish. Rainproof, lightning proof, dust proof. Alright. Can it live up to this? 3 installation methods: wall mounted, pole mounted, or pole mounted. But they've only really given us one bracket for this, so we got one choice and one choice only. But I'm going to actually make a new bracket for it anyway, because it doesn't really suit my needs. But that's the instructions. So let's have a look at what we got. Alright, here it is. So the amount of wattage and all this sort of stuff is always wrong. So the lifespan of the battery on continuous, I've measured it, it's wrong, but it does enough to still warrant me buying another one. Solar panel's quite large. I was about 500 from left and right, and we're talking probably about 200 from on that way there. Probably about 30-40 mil, probably about 50 up here. Now, with this particular light, they do work well. The button is here, you know, that should actually turn on. There we go, now it's on PIR. Whoa, okay, so it works, it has power. The batteries inside them are quite small, they're not, you know, the weight on it's probably about 2 kilo, so it's not that bad. It's made out of this plastic, so it's not really going to do much. We just hope it won't catch fire and burn the rest of the place down. So one of the biggest problems I found with these lights, if you're considering buying one, is that when a person moves past this sensor here, what happens is the light goes bright. And when they leave, the light goes dim. That's what it's meant to do. But where the manufacturer's completely messed up is the range of this sensor is not what it should be. So only when the person is actually directly underneath it will it illuminate. This is no good. And then when the person moves past it, it dims. There's no toggle setting for the dim switch, so you can't move past it and it illuminate for a minute and then turn off. It's like 10 seconds. So basically the only time it's going to give you light is when you're directly underneath it. And the purpose of this light is that so you don't trip on things when you're going up to the light. So ideally you want this with a lot more range, and ideally you want it to illuminate for a period of time you can set, perhaps a longer time. Now if you want all these functions you can get them, but you've got to pay more for the light. So what do? We pull this apart, and we risk the chance of damaging it to see if it can be modified, because I like modifying things. It's fun. So let's grab a P2 screwdriver now. I can see screws on the top, so I'm going to start with that. I'm going to grab myself one of these little trays. I did a review on these the other day. Here she is, back on my squeaky chair, and let's pull it apart and see what's happening. Because if we can change where the sensor is, and if we can also modify the dwell time, that would be awesome. I don't think we're going to be able to do either, because most of the time the components are made on the circuit board, and I would have to use like a SOIC programming device to program the chip in some sort of hex format, which is way beyond me, and would take a lot of time, and I don't really want to invest that much. Can we get this out without breaking it? Can we? Ooh, it's going to be iffy. That's glass. Leveraging the glass up from the middle. There we go. We'll get that under there. Can I manage another screwdriver here? Okay, bit of bend happening there. It's either going to go one or two ways here. One, it's going to come apart. Two, it's going to break on me. And we've got glue happening in there as well. Awesome. All right. Whoa, this is getting dicey. Okay. Let's do it away from me. Get that in there. Get the fingers in there, so if we can pull that adhesive away. Come on. And there's no other screws, so this is the way on. It certainly does feel like glass. Not getting much movement. Put that in there for now. What can we use which won't create damage? There we go. I'm just going to grab some safety glasses. I want this to haunt me. Alright, can we get it? Come on up. Come on. Can hear the glue. Yeah, I can hear the glue. Come on. It's most likely adhesive tape. I need another one of these plastic crowbars. I've got to have one. There's one. Okay, I'm gonna work on this side now too. Yeah, it sounds alright. I'm guessing at this stage it's some sort of silicone because that's pretty strong. It's pretty strong. Yep, it's silicone. I have plenty more silicone where that came from. Here she comes. Back over this side. Alright, we got it. Here's a big unboxing. Safety goggles off. Okay. 2 beads. Here's probably better to see what's going on. 2 beads of silicone holding it on. That's fine. Batteries. What have we got? 3.2 volt, 8 amp hours. Like a D size. Okay, that's cool. Now, as expected, making my whole venture useless, it's all on a circuit board. Let's have a look. There's my little parts tray. Let's put that there, and here we have it. Okay, 2 screws. It's a job for my tweezers. 1, 2. They're smaller, so we can identify them. We know exactly what they are. Okay, that's kind of what I expected. Okay, so there's our infrared, there's our button, significantly bigger. This right here is what drives this right here. The only option really I have is to drill a hole at the end of the case and run a new wire and put that at the top. So basically what my goal is to give this more range. So I'm going to drill a hole up here, run a cable all the way back to it, solder it on, and see if that's actually better and if it works, or if it doesn't. Now looking at this, there's also another little oh no, it's not a sensor, it's a little chip there. We have these SOIC chips here which I can program, but I don't know if that's going to be the dwell time or not. That could be the motion sensor, could be it's out of my area. The only thing I can say that I can do is remove this infrared chip and pop it out the top and see if that makes any sort of difference. Now, it does have a lens here. This is one of those lenses that just kind of distort it a bit or you know, send the signal around. to do a nice job, what I really should be doing is popping this out, drilling a 20mm hole at the head, and then using some sort of glue, maybe just heat glue, to glue it all in. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll plug it in and turn it on tonight and see how we go. Alright, so let's do this modification. Okay, so the modification is complete. Top, bottom. Okay, this is the underside, so I've put a plug in there just to make it all look nice, and that's where the sensor should be, down the end. Looks fairly nice, fairly neat. So in theory, that should pick it up now at a distance. When the light is mounted like this, so to speak, and the people walking from this direction, it should actually pick it up, and we should get a lot more range. So when you're walking up to it, it should illuminate well before you're actually underneath it. At the moment, it's at 6 to 10 feet when you're underneath it, so hopefully it'll be 6 to 10 feet before you get to it. So we'll see how that works anyway. Check if it still works. There we go, it's still working. I'll have to work out something for my cover, probably a little bit of electrical tape or something, but I'm going to hook it up tonight and conclude the video on that and see how it actually looks. Okay, example of the light moving in at 7 meters now, and it picked me up 7 meters, and when it's not on, it'll go to half. Right, let's swap it out to the other one. Okay, testing light number 2, 6 meters, 5 meters, 4 meters, 2 meters, 1 meter. Now the last one we're going to try is the same as the first one. This one we modified, this one we didn't, but it's not charged. We'll see how we go. Okay, now testing the non-modified light. It is in sensor mode. We're 7 meters out, 6 meters out, and it's already triggered. That's with non-modification. Okay, so what does this tell me? Well, it tells me a lot. That my modification was a waste of time. Moving this from here, waste of time. It senses pretty good without it, even being in the normal section. Also, this one here, same amount of light, but the sensor is absolute rubbish. So maybe if I move that sensor to there, it might make a difference. This one does work. The battery life is not as good as it says. This one here, the sensing's much better. The half dim lit section's pretty good. So they're not the same. This one's much better than this one. And the sensing range and the lighting is quite good. Looking at the floor now. So I am 6 meters away and I can see a clear path. That was the whole point of it, that once you get close enough that it'll actually trigger. And this one seems to be working straight out of the box. So that's interesting. They must be using a radar system, as with the other ones using a PIR system or an infrared system, and it's picked me up again, and I haven't even moved from 6 meters. So that's quite impressive. Thanks for watching.